Michael and Laura make the perfect couple, living a harmonious and happy life. But everything changes when a stranger approaches Michael with revelations about Laura's past. Secrets come to light, putting their relationship at risk and challenging everything he thought he knew about her. Michael will need to confront these hidden truths and decide how far his love will go. Hello, my friends. I am Linda, and this is Linda's Love Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. Michael and Laura were the perfect couple in everyone's eyes. Married for 5 years, they lived in a charming 2-story house in the suburbs of a bustling city. The well-kept garden, with its red and white roses, was Laura's pride, while Michael loved spending weekends making small repairs and improvements to the house. Michael, a 35-year-old man, tall and broad-shouldered, worked as a business analyst at a major technology company. His brown eyes conveyed a mix of intelligence and kindness, and his easy smile made him well liked by everyone around him. He was known for his dedication to work and his ability to solve complex problems with creativity. Laura, 2 years younger than Michael, was an elegant and determined woman. Her blonde hair framed a face with delicate features, and her blue eyes seemed to hold an ocean of emotions. With a degree in business administration, she had a promising career as a project manager at a consulting firm. Laura was admired for her efficiency and leadership skills, always keeping calm even in the most stressful situations. The couple met 7 years earlier when they both worked at the same technology company. Michael was a newly hired junior analyst, while Laura already held the position of project director. Their meeting was almost cinematic. Michael spilled coffee on his shirt moments before an important presentation, and Laura, seeing his despair, helped him to compose himself by lending him the blazer she always kept in the office for emergencies. That act of kindness was the beginning of a friendship that soon blossomed into a passionate romance. They shared a mutual love for various activities, long conversations about the future, and Sunday bike rides in the city park. Over time, their colleagues began to notice the chemistry between them, and soon the relationship became the talk of the company's corridors. At home, Michael and Laura formed a perfect team. While he cooked elaborate dishes on weekends, she dedicated herself to transforming the house into a cozy home. Their nights were filled with lively conversations about their days, plans for the future, and occasionally a marathon of their favourite TV series. In everyone's eyes, including their own, their marriage was a portrait of happiness and fulfillment. On a sunny Saturday morning, Michael went out to do the weekly shopping at the local market. The fresh spring air and the blue cloudless sky seemed to reflect his optimistic state of mind. While picking fresh fruits, he felt a hand touch his shoulder. Turning around, he found himself faced with a middle-aged man, greying hair and tired eyes, who looked at him with a serious expression. "You're Michael, right? Laura's husband?" asked the stranger, his voice low and hesitant. Michael nodded, intrigued and a bit apprehensive. "Yes, that's me. Do we know each other?" The man shook his head negatively. "Not directly. My name is Robert. I used to work at the same company as you and Laura a few years ago. I have something to tell you about her past." Michael's heart raced. His mind immediately began running through various possibilities, none of them pleasant. "What do you mean?" he asked, trying to stay calm. Robert looked around as if fearing to be overheard. "This isn't something we should discuss here. Can we meet somewhere more private?" Reluctantly, but driven by curiosity and a growing sense of unease, Michael agreed to meet Robert at a nearby cafe in an hour. As he finished his shopping, his mind couldn't stop formulating theories about what the stranger might want to tell him. At the cafe, Michael found Robert already sitting in a secluded corner. "Thank you for coming," Robert said, indicating the chair in front of him. "I know this must seem strange, but I believe you have the right to know." Michael sat down, his stomach churning with anxiety. "Know what exactly?" Robert took a deep breath before starting. 7 years ago, when you and Laura started dating, I was the human resources director of the company. Laura was an exceptional employee destined for great things, But when your relationship became public, the board was, how can I say, concerned, to say the least. Michael frowned, confused. Concerned? Why? They feared that the relationship might affect Laura's performance or create conflicts of interest, as she was your direct superior, Robert explained. That's when they made a decision that today I am ashamed to have been part of. Michael's heart pounded in his chest as Robert continued. The board gave Laura an ultimatum. She would have to choose between the relationship with you and her career at the company. They pressured her to break up with you, threatening her position and professional future if she didn't. Michael felt as if the air had been knocked out of his lungs. But she didn't break up with me. We got married. Robert nodded. Exactly. Laura chose you, Michael. She gave up everything, her position, her career prospects, a great salary, and everything she had worked so hard for, to be with you. Robert's words echoed in Michael's mind, bringing to the surface memories that now took on a new meaning. He remembered how Laura seemed tense and distant in the weeks leading up to his marriage proposal, how she cried almost desperately when he proposed, and her sudden decision to leave the company right after the engagement. Why did she never tell me this? Michael asked, more to himself than to Robert. I think she didn't want you to feel guilty or to question her decision, Robert replied softly. Laura is an extraordinary woman, Michael. She chose love over her career, believing that you two could build something more valuable together. Michael was silent for a long moment, absorbing everything he had heard. His mind was in turmoil, reliving each moment of the past 7 years in a new light. He remembered Laura's unconditional support when he decided to take a risk on a new project at work, how she encouraged him to pursue his professional ambitions, always putting his dreams first. Why are you telling me this now? Michael finally asked. Robert sighed deeply. I'm retiring and leaving the city. I've spent years carrying this information, feeling like I was an accomplice to an injustice. I thought you deserved to know the sacrifice Laura made for you, for both of you, and how special your wife is. As Michael drove back home, his hands gripped the steering wheel so tightly that his knuckles turned white. His mind was filled with conflicting emotions, gratitude for Laura's love and sacrifice, guilt for not realizing it sooner, and a deep admiration for his wife's strength. When he got home, he found Laura in the garden, tending to her beloved roses. The afternoon sun illuminated her hair. She turned upon hearing the car, beaming radiantly at him. Hi, love. How was the shopping? Laura asked cheerfully, taking off her gardening gloves. Michael walked up to her, his eyes fixed on hers, searching for signs of the sacrifice she had made. Laura, he began, his voice choked with emotion. Could we talk for a moment? Laura's smile faltered when she saw Michael's serious expression. What happened? Is everything all right? He gently guided her inside the house, sitting with her on the living room couch. Carefully, Michael recounted his meeting with Robert and everything he had discovered. As he spoke, he saw Laura's eyes fill with tears, a mixture of relief and apprehension crossing her face. Why didn't you ever tell me? Michael asked softly, holding her hands in his. Laura took a deep breath, trying to hold back the tears. I didn't want you to feel guilty, or to think that I expected something in return. That was my decision, Michael. I chose you, our love, our life together. But you gave up so much, Michael insisted, feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of her sacrifice. Laura smiled through her tears, squeezing his hands, and I gained so much more. Michael, don't you understand? Loving someone is more than choosing happiness. Sometimes, it's sacrificing your own dreams to build a new one alongside the person you love. Her words struck Michael, making him realize the depth of Laura's love. He pulled her into a tight hug, feeling her tears soak his shirt. I'm so sorry for not realizing it before, he murmured against her hair. You're incredible, Laura. I love you more than words can express. Michael listened intently as Laura shared the details of the pressure she faced, the sleepless nights pondering her decision, and the certainty she felt in choosing their love above all else. He was surprised to discover that Laura did not regret her decision. She talked about how she found a new passion in her current job, how she felt fulfilled by building a life together with him, and how the challenges they faced together made her stronger and happier than any professional success could have provided. Michael began to notice the small things that previously went unnoticed. The coffee always ready in the morning, even when she had to leave early. The text messages in the middle of the day just to say, "I love you." The way she always found time to listen about his day, no matter how tired she was. Moved by a renewed appreciation and love, Michael decided it was time to reciprocate Laura's sacrifice in the best way he could. He started planning in secret, determined to show Laura how much she meant to him and how much he valued everything she had done. Weeks later, on a Friday night, Michael surprised Laura with an elaborate dinner at home. The table was meticulously set. Candles were lit, creating a romantic atmosphere, and the aroma of her favourite dish filled the air. "What is all this?" Laura asked, amazed, as she entered the dining room. Michael smiled, pulling out the chair for her to sit. "It's just the beginning." After dinner, Michael handed Laura an envelope. Inside, she found plane tickets and hotel reservations for a 2-week trip to Europe, a dream she had casually mentioned years ago, and that Michael had never forgotten. "Michael, this is—" Laura began, speechless. Michael kneeled beside her, taking her hands in his. "Laura, you have sacrificed so much for us, for me. I want you to know that I support your dreams as much as you have always supported mine." Laura pulled Michael into a tight embrace, the tears finally falling. "Thank you," she whispered, "for understanding, for supporting me, for everything." That night, lying in bed, holding each other and talking about the future, Michael and Laura felt a new depth in their relationship. The revelation of the past, instead of creating a rift, had strengthened the bonds between them, bringing a new appreciation for the love they shared. "You know," Laura said softly, "when I made that choice years ago, I was afraid I might regret it one day. But now, looking at everything we have built together, at the love we share, I know I would do it all over again." Michael kissed her forehead, his heart overflowing with love and gratitude. "I promise that I will do everything I can to ensure you never regret this decision," he murmured. As sleep enveloped them, both reflected on the journey that had brought them there. What had started as a casual meeting at the office had turned into a love story marked by silent sacrifices, brave choices, and an unwavering commitment to each other. They understood that true love was not just about the happy and easy moments, but about being by each other's side through challenges, supporting each other's dreams, and making difficult choices together. The revealed secret had not shaken their marriage. On the contrary, it had strengthened it, adding a new layer of mutual respect and admiration. Michael and Laura fell asleep in each other's arms, secure in the knowledge that no matter what the future held, they would face it together, their love for one another stronger and deeper than ever. If you enjoyed, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment with a number from 1 to 5 to let us know how much you liked the story. Also, watch the video that is currently on your screen. See you soon.